Yo, what up? What's Gucci? What up, fam? What's good? God. Special Q&A coming at you guys today. It's been 2 weeks since we've done the last AskJT, so I'm gonna bring you guys a special holiday rendition. 10 questions minimum. I'm pumping it out. I'm feeling the grind. Let's hop right into this Q&A, boys and girls and everybody. So I want to start off this AskJT with a tattoo question. I love tattoos. I'm a big tattoo connoisseur. As you guys can see, you know, it comes all the way down here and it comes up here to my chest and my ribs and my nippies. So we're gonna hop right in to this first question. Marissa Schlosser. So is it okay to get tattoos in other countries when you're on deployment? Or are there certain places you can't get tattoos? Great question. So to answer your question, there are places that they recommend you not to get tattoos. When I was in Turkey, when I was in Thailand, a couple other countries that aren't the cleanest and aren't first world power, they're going to tell you not to get tattoos. It's not as regulated. You know, you put yourself at risk for HIV, you put yourself at risk for a dirty needle. You know, if you get the tattoos with a dirty needle, you're going to fuck yourself. Now, when I was in other countries, I lived in Japan. My last 2 years, my last year and a half in the Navy. In Japan, it's a big thing in Japan. That's where I got a lot of my Japanese art. You know, I started over there in Atsugi where I was stationed. Very common, very common. Just certain countries, they will let you know. They will tell you, you know, they'll give you briefings. Don't get tattoos here, don't get tattoos there. That's not to say people don't get tattoos still in those countries. There's still people that don't give a fuck and want to get tatted up wherever they go. You know, you just got to make sure, if that's the case, you get it in a spot that's not super visible, that your commander's not going to see and you're not going to get fucked. Question number 2 from my boy Nick Fowler. How often did you get to ride in the cabin while attached to your squadron? Now, I got to ride in the helicopter cabin, I'd say about 7 to 8 times throughout my 5 years when I was attached to my helicopter squadron and in the Navy. Now, it's not a very common thing. You either have to be a shit-hot sailor on deployment, get like plane captain of the fucking deployment, because that's what I did. I was the best plane captain in my squadron, in all the helo squadrons, and they put me up with all these other plane captains from fixed wing, from P3s, from helos, from the prowlers, growlers. We were all together. We all had like the 5 best plane captains on the ship at the end of deployment. And they gave me the special honor to fly off the ship early. I got to fly off in our helicopter, off the deployment, got to go into Florida before anybody else. So that's some incentive to bust your fucking ass, be the best plane captain, be the best in the squadron you can be, because you'll get incentives. They'll let you fly in the helo. They'll let you get off the ship early. You know, there's a bunch of cool stuff. Now we're gonna go back with a boot camp question from the Raven 148. What were some of the emotions you felt while joining the Navy? I've talked about this before, about me joining the Navy, why I joined. I don't know if I necessarily talked about my emotions. Now, as I've told you guys in repeated videos, I joined the Navy to learn a new skill. I was very coddled. I was very sheltered growing up. Not that it's a bad thing. I appreciate where I came from. I appreciate my family for taking care of me. It's just we're an Italian family. You know, I didn't have the best. I wasn't rich. You know, we were lower middle class. But everything was always provided for me. And I didn't really work that much in high school. I didn't really have a job. So the Navy was my first job. I was like, wow, I don't want to go to college. I want to join the military. I want to join the Navy. I want to learn new skills. My emotions that I were feeling were, you know, I was apprehensive. I was nervous. I was scared to be away from my family. I was young. I was 18, 19, going into this whole new thing. But you got to have the right mindset. Going into it. Make sure you're in the right mindset. Look at it as an adventure. Look at it as 4 years to learn crazy new skills, to do things that 99% of people will never be able to do. This is your fucking chance to work hard, to grind, set your life up for success. That's what I'm trying to do now. I did my 5 years. Now I'm in college, about to get my degree. Off the GI Bill, everything paid for. Set yourself up for success. Have a trajectory. Have a plan. Have a plan B too. Always be fucking ready to grind. Work hard, man. Put these years in the military. Even if you just want to do 4, make a mark. I wanted to answer this question from Jeremy Murillo, because I just ran a 10K on Thanksgiving and it kicked my fucking ass. I haven't ran in 6 months and I was like, oh, I can do a 10K. I'm a natural runner. I don't have to train. You have to train. You cannot take a 6-month break and then just pump out a 10K and expect to kick ass. It kicked my ass. But his question is, do you think you can still PT or am I out of shape? So let me show you guys. I always do pull-ups, push-ups, body weight fitness regardless. I don't really consider that working out. I consider that just part of my daily routine. I like to just, you know, do a little workout here and there. You know, I just feel weird if I don't do push-ups or pull-ups or something in the day. You got me? For PT, I always want to be in shape. I always want to be able to do at least 50 push-ups and 10 pull-ups, regardless of where I am at life. So right now, we're going to pump out 50.
What? 50?
What are we at, 10?
Yeah.
Move, Papa! Move, Papa! Move, Papa! Move, Papa!
12, 13, 15, 17, 19.
Papa! What the fuck? Come on, we're going to pull-ups. Papa kind of fucked that up for me. I would be able to do pull-ups, but that's it. Back to the tattoos. Joseph Collin, how much have you spent on your tattoos? I've gotten this question a lot. It's not really something that I've been super comfortable with answering. Like, hey, I've spent this much money. I've wasted all this money on tattoos when I could have invested it. But no, I look at tattoos as a thing where it helped me gain a lot of self-confidence. It helped me be, I struggled with growing up with being unique, with finding my place in the world. And finally, when I joined the Navy and started gaining a lot more confidence, and I got my first tattoo, I was like, wow, dude, like, I fucking love this. I love being unique. I love being able to show my personality. It's awesome. So, I'm not going to go crazy with tattoos. I'm not going to go super crazy and get like my neck tatted anytime soon, or my hands, my fingers, my face. That's something down the line. 10 years down the line, and once I see where I'm at, I would love to get like a nice like black and white rose. That'd be fucking sick. Or maybe like something, my sleeve coming down onto my hand. That'd be sick, but that's something I gotta wait. You gotta make moves, you gotta make the right decisions. But how much money have I spent on my tattoos? I'd say easily, probably close to 10 grand. Because maybe even more than 10,000. I'd say around $10,000. Because let me give you an example right here. See my sleeve? Just my sleeve itself, this is 8 sessions it took. It was like 4 sessions, 3 to 4 sessions down here. And this was a cover-up, so this was like 3 sessions. And it's about $400 a session. So you do 400 times 8 sessions. That's like $3,000 already. $3,000 already just on my sleeve. Then you throw in my chest piece. You throw in all this shit. You throw in my other arm. This shit adds up, especially if you want quality ink. I'm not going to spend like $100. I'm not going to go to some shitty shop and get a hookup. I'm going to spend top money on the best fucking ink that I can get for my body. That's what I've always just wanted to do, Bradley Gwynn asking about the flight deck. I love flight deck questions. It was the best place I worked at. I loved working on the flight deck. The adrenaline rush, the excitement, just the sheer amount of stuff that's going on around you at one time, it's insane. He asks, what is the best flight deck job? Like AO, shooters, etc. There's a plethora of flight deck jobs. If you look up flight deck, you'll see a bunch of different colored shirts. Purple shirt, brown shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt, white shirts, green shirts. All those shirts designate a different kind of job. The best kind of job, though, that I loved being a landing signalman enlisted. I loved launching and recovering the helicopters off the flight deck. It's crazy. You're the one up there. You're standing on spot 3. You're standing on the edge of the flight deck. 90-foot drop next to you. Helicopter coming at you with its fucking props of death. And you're guiding that bitch in. You're setting it down and you're laying it down, chalks and chains. Landing signalman enlisted. Super fun. If I didn't do that, I would love to be a shooter also. I got to launch the F-18s off of the catapults, like in training. I wasn't part of the F-18 squadron, so I didn't get to be a shooter, but I was, a helicopter version of that, which is a landing signalman enlisted, which I loved. I'm really having fun with this Q&A because we're going from deployment, boot camp, tattoos, life after Navy, before Navy, mixing up all these questions. It's fun for me right now. Holly Trent says, in boot camp, do they yell at you a lot? Because I hyperventilate if I get yelled at a lot. Now, obviously, you don't want to say hyperventilate. Keep that word out of your vocabulary because that's something that, if you're hyperventilating, you have a medical reaction, they can potentially kick your ass out of boot camp. You want to play it safe, man. You never know boot camp these days. They're always trying to separate people for some medical reason or another. I've heard it's a pain in the ass. But if you're sensitive to somebody yelling at you, if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, go into it. You have to change, like I've been talking about, you have to change your state of mind. You have to learn the 1,000-yard stare. Learn the 1,000-yard stare. I try to tell people, I try to, preach to my own family. Don't let people control your reactions. You control how you react to a situation. Who gives a fuck they're yelling at you? You're in boot camp. It's part of boot camp. They're going to yell. They're going to make you work out. They're going to say mean things. They're sailorization. They're turning you from a civilian, breaking you down to the bottom, building you back up as a sailor. Building you. So my advice to you, learn the 1,000-yard stare. What that is, you just look through somebody. Look fucking through them. Don't give them the time of day when they're yelling at you like that. Pick a point 1,000 yards away, just an example. So right now I'm looking through the camera. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not looking at you guys right now. I'm looking through you. I'm looking to the wall behind you. It might look like I'm looking at you, but I'm not. I'm looking through you. It's a fucking 1,000-yard stare. Don't let people control you. Keep your face, no reaction. Just say, Roger that. Aye, petty officer, and move the fuck on. This next question, we're shifting gears again. Brandon H. has a question about college and life after the Navy, going back to college. He says he's in community college right now, but he feels like it's not for him, and he wants to join the Navy or Air Force. He's saying, is it going to be bad for him to leave college, join the military, and then go back to it? No. That's perfect. Brandon, self-awareness is very important, man. Good on you for knowing that you're not ready for community college. It's really hard to admit to yourself to be self-aware, to understand your weaknesses and your strengths. It's a very good skill to have, and I applaud you for knowing that. Now, going back to college after the military, it's going to be a whole different world, man. You're going to have 4 or 5 years of life experiences that's going to completely change your trajectory, that can completely change anything. I had no idea what I wanted to do before the military. When I was 18, I was like, fuck no, I'm not going to college. I'm not going to go into debt. I have no idea what I want to do. Join the military, learn a new skill, find my passion. I found creating videos, creating content, being a YouTuber. This is what I love to do. And obviously, you know, if YouTube isn't a thing for years and years to come, transition from YouTube to marketing, advertising, leading campaigns. That's what I've learned from my time in the military. I found my passion. And I think that's good, you know. You don't want to do community college, join the military, find your strengths, your weaknesses, go back to college and kick college's fucking ass. And get in there and get out, get your degree, and boom, now you're a veteran and you have your degree. Who the fuck is not going to hire you? Last question from my boy Jeremy. Again, yo fam, are you about that thug life or that pug life? Papa! Papa! Oh, Papa! Oh, shit! Papa! Papa! He poked me in the eye. Fuck, he got me. My eyes watery as fuck. Alright, fam. Thank you so much for coming out to AskJT number 17. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. I'm really going to be mixing up the content a lot. I have so many good ideas coming down the pipeline. Really exciting time to be part of the channel, to be part of the fam. Thank you so much for all the support. On the road now to 50K. I want to hit 50K. We're going to hit it, guys. The grind will not stop. I'm going to keep pumping out videos. I'm going to keep working hard till we're at 1 million. I guarantee you I will not stop, guys. Thank you for all the videos. Papa just poked me in the fucking eye, and I gotta get going. But I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye!